Hey everyone, this is Kurt Sprigler with the Sprigler team. I just want to go over some quick things about how to maximize your open house techniques. So, today, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking a little bit about open houses and how to really get the most out of your open house. So, at Keller Williams, we do a 7 level open house, and what that means is basically the 7 days that lead up to the open house, we're doing something each day that is going to lead to having the maximum amount of people show up at the open house, right? Because that's the idea. Something kind of unique and special that we do is we only do open houses for about 2 to 3 hours max, usually from 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. And if you really want to ramp it up, you can do it a few days a week. You can do it every week. You can turn your office into a home and just do all your work from the open house, and you're proactively doing your lead generation, making your calls, calling your friends, your family, and all those people. And by the way, people can walk in and you can interact with them. So let's go over some of the basics of the open house. So in the first part of the open house, in the morning of, well, let me back up a little bit. Okay, so day one of the open house, let's say today is Monday, and your plan is to do a house on Sunday. Yes, we plan this far out. It will make you successful, I promise. So day one, Monday, what's the most important thing that people need to know about whenever they're looking up their open house? Online, right? 80% of people start their search for houses online first before they even start to talk to realtors, before they really start to get qualified, all those things, they start online. So day one, it makes sense that you want to get that online. So you go into MLS, you put it on the whatever listing you're going to do as the open house, and you're doing it from Sunday from 1 to 4. That's day one. You're done. That's it, right? Day two, we want to start telling people about this open house. So we go to social media on day two and we create an event. We want to get it out there and we want people to see it on social media. We want them to see it wherever they're browsing. If you're friends with people and they're saying, oh, I'm looking for things to do this weekend, it'll actually show up as an event and things that are happening over the weekend, especially in your local area. If you're in Destin, Miramar Beach, Panama City Beach, any of those areas, it'll show up and people will see it. So that's awesome. So that's day two. Day three, we actually want to get on the phones. We want to let people know about this. Now, there's a couple different techniques that we use as a team to get that information out there. The first one being is you just pick up the phone and you start calling your sphere. You start calling the people you've done business with, your friends, your family, you've worked with them. You let them know, hey, guess what? I'm doing an open house this Sunday from 1 to 3 over at 123 Main Street. It's an awesome property. We just listed it. It's fully renovated, 3-2, 2-car garage, blah, 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 blah. You tell them about it. Awesome. So day three is complete. You just let your sphere know about it. And also, while you're talking to your sphere, a referral might come up. So that's another source of business. Awesome. Day four. Day four is we want to start leaving messages to the general public around that area. So we use a program called Slide Broadcast. Now, Slide Broadcast, what it does is you have a pre-recorded voicemail and you download a list of phone numbers that we pay for. We scrub those phone numbers on the do not call list. We input those phone numbers into the Slide Broadcast system, and then we kind of launch it out. And this is kind of like fishing. We're fishing with a big net here. So we might launch this out to 1,500 to 5,000 people. And the script goes something like this. Hey, this is Kurt Sprigler with the Sprigler team. Sorry I missed you. I just wanted to leave you a quick message about our open house this Sunday from 1 to 3 over at 123 Main Street. It is fully renovated and updated, so if you know anyone looking for a home in the area, please call us back at 555-1234. Thanks. That's it. So you're done with that day. So moving on, the next day. The next day is just a down day. Now you can do some emails. You can send out that. You can. We have a Google Groups program actually in our MLS where you can create a flyer. So you can create just an online flyer that says open house this Sunday 1 to 3. Put some pictures on it, and you can send that out to the Google Groups so the agents who belong to those Google Groups can see that open house. And maybe the agent's out of town, but their client lives there, and they say, hey, I saw this flyer about this property that's coming up on the market. Go check out the open house. Just let them know that you're working with me, right? Cool. So that's something you can do. And then Saturday is kind of whatever you want to follow up with. Maybe you didn't get through all of your calls. Maybe you didn't let everybody know. Maybe you want to do a video. Maybe you want to go live and let some people know about it that way. And then, of course, Sunday morning, it depends on the neighborhood, depends on the location. I like to put out my open house signs either the day before or that morning. Now, depending on if you feel like they're going to be safe, nobody will take them. You ask the homeowners, around that property, do you mind if I stick my sign in the yard? They're good with it. Cool. Put them out. get that out there, that you're doing an open house. Just make sure you put Sunday from 1 to 3 on there, or if you're getting the pre-printed ones, those work really well too. And then of course Sunday, you're going to be doing your open house. Now let's paint your Sunday real clear, because I want that to be crystal clear. So Sunday, you show up, you put out all your signs, you make sure they all look good. I space them between 15 and 20 paces. Now you say, what do you mean space them? We put out about 15 to 30 signs. You heard that right, 30 signs. You look at the back of my car, I've literally got like 2 feet of signs stacked up. It's crazy. But you want to make sure, maybe you're doing an open house in a neighborhood that's got 15 turns from the front of it. You need to put a sign at every single turn so people can get to it, because if you don't, if you just put one open house sign with a person doing an open house at the front of the neighborhood, they're going to get all your clients. They're not going to know that there's another open house, right? So you want to have those directionals leading all the way back to where your open house is. Cool, done. Then show up to your open house about 30 to 45 minutes before it starts. Go inside, turn on all the lights, check all the light bulbs, make sure that there's no like dead bugs or anything hanging around, get rid of those, make sure all the toilet seats are down, make sure the house is in its best presentable condition. And that's very important, because you want the first impression to be a very strong one. Now, if you're working with a sponsor, something that you can do is ask your sponsor, hey, Mr. Lender, would you provide, refreshments or, some cookies or whatever at this open house? And I'll give you an opportunity to be face-to-face with my buyers who are thinking about buying property here. Win-win, right? So whenever it comes to the open house, you open up the doors, you have the signs out front, you have everything going on for you, it's magical, you're ready, and the first person walks in. Well, hold on, let me back up a little bit. Before the first person walks in, this is probably the number one mistake that agents make at open houses. They have all these papers lying around, they have like info sheets and seller's disclosures and cost to own and all this information. Well, what do the buyers do whenever they walk in and you greet them and they see all this information? What do you think they do? They take it and they say, well, thanks, I don't need to talk to you anymore. I have all the information. I don't need to talk to you, Mr. Agent. So what do we need to do with that? We need to get rid of that. Get rid of those documents. You do not need anything at your open house besides Wi-Fi or a way to get Wi-Fi, a computer or an iPad. That's it. If you have access to the internet, guess what you can do? They walk in the door. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. Do you own a home in the neighborhood, or are you out shopping for a house? Now that question answers 2 things for me. Do you own a home in the neighborhood? So maybe they're looking to sell their home, potential seller or listing, and buy this one. And if they live in the area, maybe they're looking just to move to maybe something bigger, something smaller, but they maybe don't live in that particular neighborhood. So I'm trying to evaluate who these people are and how best I can help them. So they walk in and you say, okay, do you guys live in the area, or are you out shopping for a home? And they should tell you straight up front. And they might say, what's the square footage on this one? What's this one listed for? What's the bedroom, bath? And what's this doing? It's creating a conversation now between you and those potential buyers or sellers. A lot of agents think that open houses are meant to get your buyers plussed up and really work with buyers, but guess what? It can be an excellent tool for listings. And strong listing agents will do open houses like they're going out of style, because guess who 50% of the people who walk through the door are? Neighbors. 50% are buyers and 50% are just neighbors. And what are they doing? They're scoping you out. They're seeing what you're doing, how you do these things, the open houses that you put on, what makes you different, right? So they come into the open house and they start talking and you're interacting. Your number one goal at an open house, period, is to get information. If you do not get 3 to 5 people's information, we need to work. We need to work together. We need to do some coaching. I can help you with that. But every open house, you should be getting between 3 and 5 people's information to make it a success. That's what I call a success, right? And you're talking about 2 hours of your time, maybe 3 per week if you really want to, which is a pretty amazing return on your investment. So they walk through the house, you get their information, and what I actually do is I have a survey on my iPad, and if you want the information about what my survey is, where I got it from, what the questions are, either tag yourself, tag your email, I'll send it to you, no problem at all. I'll tell you exactly what I do. But basically it fills out their information, their name, their phone number, their email, if they live in the neighborhood, what they like about the home, what they don't like about the home, blah, 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 blah. I've got about 10 questions that they ask them, but it's real easy. It's multiple choice. It doesn't take but 30 seconds of their time. But what does that do? It captures their information. And the one thing you need to learn in sales is that you need to relate to the person that you like. So if someone walks in the door and I can instantly connect with them because they're my personality type, they talk pretty fast, they know what they want, they know what they don't want, I'm going to talk to that person. I'm going to focus with that person. And maybe the other person, maybe they speak a little bit slower, maybe they're more analytical, maybe they like to give their opinion more, which is fantastic. So which one am I going to ask to do the survey? Probably the one who's a little more slower, a little more analytical, wants to give that feedback. The person who's in and out and talks fast and ready to go, nope, don't like this house, let's move on, that's probably not the person I'm going to focus on. So the person you focus on can make a big difference as well. Okay, so you did your open house. You successfully did it from 1 to 3. Let's say we had 15 people come in and you successfully got 9 people's information. So you have all that information and now it's the day after. Now it's Monday. So Monday comes along, what do? We need to thank them for coming through the open house. This is where like a little bit of research comes in. Either they live in the area, right? Or they're a neighbor. So it's very simple. You can pull up the tax records, start looking around. Oh, the Smiths, they live 3 houses down. You write them a thank you note. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for attending my open house. I truly appreciate you. Thank you again for your, let's say they were military. Thank you again for your military service. Kurt, and sign it at the bottom. P.S. This is the most important part. I would love to know more about what your future is, what you guys are looking to do in the future, and if there's any way I can help you out. And put your phone number on there. I never put business cards in letters, and I'll show you what my letters look like. This is what my letter looks like. These cost $1 at the dollar store. The key, you use this, because we're not marketing. I want these people to think that I'm sincere, because I am. I am sincere. I care about what they want to do next, but I don't want to sell them on, hey, look, I'm flashy. I've got my own name brand cards, and I'm going to put 10 business cards in here, and I need you to give me referrals. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm interested in helping them. So key number 1, use a plain card, nothing on there. Rule number 2, use a blue ink pen. It is statistically proven that people respond better and more positively to blue ink versus black, pink, purple, whatever. Use a blue ink pen. Trust me, the science is there. Another little secret that I'll give you is that you always write from left to right going up. What does that do? So subconsciously, it tells people that you are successful. They see the trend line going up. They see sales going up. They see the listings going up. They start to imagine that. It's crazy stuff, but I've read some books on it. So those things are very, very critical. The follow-up is probably the most critical. And then once you've entered in those people into your database and you've got them set up on either a Touch 33 or some kind of either phone call touch, pop-in touch, you can send them invites to your next open house. You can tell them whenever the next property is going to be coming on the market. A good one that I use to get people's information is, if someone says, well, I'm not ready to give you my information, and I say, okay, that's fine, no problem. I said, but I do know about some properties that are going to be coming on the market very soon. Would you like to be the first one to know about that? I can send that information to you. And no obligation. You don't have to use me. I'm just here to give you information. And if it helps you achieve what you want to achieve, great. That's the biggest thing. It's just helping people get what they want. And in turn, you will get what you want. So that's my take on open houses. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, leave a comment, call me. You can call me at 850-225-3381. I'll answer any questions. I'm an open book. I love helping people. I love seeing people succeed, especially young agents. It's amazing. My name is Kurt Sprigler. I'm with the Sprigler team. Like I said, if you have any questions, call me, or you can leave your email in the comments below, and I'll help you out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have an awesome day.